Face card never did. Slash waist pretty petite. Who is she like, babe? It's me. French kiss make him say we. Got 'em all like we.
Hi guys, welcome back to another paycheck breakdown video. As always, we are gonna sit here and budget my paycheck together. If you're new to my channel, my name is Allison. I'm 29, I'm married, I have no kids yet, and I like to post all things about my personal finances and just lifestyle, content, work-life balance, vlogs, things like that. So if you like this video, definitely subscribe, follow along. I post at least once a week. I try to post a little bit more, but I've been crazy busy lately. This is an exciting paycheck breakdown video because I did get a little bit of a bonus in this one. The breakdown is actually very standard and very similar, but it's exciting because of where I got to put that money. So a little bit about me real quick. I am a healthcare worker. I'm a radiation therapist. I started my new job back in June, so it hasn't been too long, but I did go back to working full-time. I had been part-time for about 6 months, which was super nice, but it was only temporary because I needed a break, and also because my last job, I was commuting an hour, which was horrible, and the hours were different, so I had to commute an hour, but I also had to be there earlier. So I was getting up at like 4:30 in the morning and I was pretty miserable. Something opened up closer and I took that job, and I've been so much happier. I've been busier, but I just feel like I have a lot more energy. I feel like I can like have some kind of routine with my life, and I don't hate going to work every single day, which is amazing. And it's not even like the job itself is very different, but it's just the fact that I get to have more rest and feel a little bit more like work isn't the only thing that's controlling my entire day. That was a little tangent, but luckily the modality that I'm in does get paid pretty decently as a whole, so that's pretty nice. And then this whole thing happened where I didn't really know that I was getting a bonus. It was a nice surprise that I did get this bonus. My income ended up being $2,748. Taxes are very, very annoying. Either way, I'll take it. I will take it, obviously. And then carrying over from my last paycheck, I only had $33. Usually right before a payday, I usually make like a purchase. I see how much I have left over and kind of like make any purchases that I've been thinking of or have maybe needed. I had set aside some money for one of my good friends who's having a baby, so I was like, okay, let me purchase this now with the money that I have that would have carried over, if that makes any sense. I don't know. I'm kind of like all over the place today, but basically sometimes what I do before the paycheck is like spend a little bit of the money that I have left over, because that's what it's for. That's what I give myself the budget for, is for spending and buying things that maybe I don't necessarily need, but I want. And that's where my balance is. No one has to do anything the way that I do. I'm just saying I know myself. And honestly, what I ended up buying was the new like Rode summer kit. I gave myself a budget for shopping and I give myself a budget for beauty, and I let myself do that because I know myself, and I'd rather give myself the budget and like have money left over that I'm like, oh, okay, I can actually buy something, than what I used to do, which was buy everything that I want and put it on the credit card, and then my credit card was like insane. This has been a learning journey for me in that sense, but I still allow myself to buy things that I want, and that is important to me. Anyway, if you add those two numbers together, that gives me $2,781 to budget with for the next 2 weeks, which is a solid number to budget with. And then I kind of go through the normal steps and the normal things that I budget for, which I do every single paycheck. First thing I do is save for my rent, which is that from this paycheck is going to be $450. I save $400 from my first paycheck, $450 from this one, total rent $850. Into my emergency fund, I put $100. I'm feeling good. I'm actually feeling really good about my emergency fund right now. And then into our joint savings account, which is what we use for saving for a house, I put $200, and my husband also does contribute to that as well. And then our grocery account, we call it the grocery account because that's pretty much what we use it for, but it could be for anything, like for the house. We both contribute to that as well. So that's like our joint kind of like checking account, and then we have a joint savings, and that's what works for us right now. So I put $150 into there. Next is our phone and internet bill. We use AT&T and we have both phone and internet through AT&T, which like worked out well because we both needed new phones. Well, I didn't really need a new phone, but he needed a new phone really bad. And then also, this was like last year, I think. And like obviously we're getting older. It's so hard when you're on your parents' plan for so long and then you're like, at what age do you like get your own phone plan? You know what I mean? Unfortunately, it was time for us to get our own phone plan. At some point during this year, they set up like fiber internet to like our apartment. And then if you like signed up through AT&T through that as well, like you got like a good deal because we both have new phones as well. Like that made our bill a little bit higher. So our total for that is $200. And then subscriptions, I have 4 during the next 2 weeks. There's our Blink subscription, which is kind of silly. Honestly, I used to use it more. It's the little cameras that we use. I know it's kind of weird there's one in the bedroom, but it really is truly just to watch the cats, specifically when we go out of town. I originally got them when we first got Leo, when he was a baby, because I just wanted to make sure when we weren't home that they were okay together, because they're still not like friends really, my 2 cats. They just like tolerate each other, but no one ever like hurts each other, thank God. Yeah, back then it was more just to watch them in case anything happened while like I was at work. Now it's really just like if we take a long weekend somewhere and we're having friends come and feed them, we just like to check in, see how they're doing. I just like to make sure I have eyes on them, that they're alive and well. Long story short, that's $10.60 a month. Then my book of the month subscription, that is $18.01. Spotify is $12.71. And Canva is $15. Total subscriptions comes to $56.32. I also need to budget for the cats. During these 2 weeks, I'm gonna budget $65. The last expense really that I budget for is gas, and that is also gonna be $65. It's been less lately, which is super nice because I only really get 1 tank of gas per week, which is so nice. It's so nice not to have to budget like $150 to $200 for gas. Like that was crazy of me. That was insane. Then at this point, what I've been doing, because my main financial goal right now, if you don't know, is to pay off my car. And once I get my mind set on something like that, like a financial goal, I can't stop. I can't be stopped. Specifically too, because I got the bonus. Like I knew a lot of that bonus money, or all of it, was just gonna go towards my car. At this point, because I had everything that like I need to budget for figured out, I'll kind of add that up, see where I'm at, and then figure out how much I can put towards the car. So what that ended up being was $1,250 towards my car, which is insane. That's a crazy amount of money to be able to put towards the car. Seeing that balance go down is just so nice. Like it's so nice to think like that's gonna be gone in like 2 months. That's all the expenses. If you add all of that together, it comes to $2,536, and then if you subtract that from what I had to budget with, which was $2,781, that leaves me with $245 for the next 2 weeks. As always, that's really just literally whatever I want to spend that on. And as I was saying at the beginning of this video, that can be makeup products, that can be coffee, that can be books, that can be going out to dinner, whatever I want. And that's what works for me, and that's what keeps me accountable. Honestly, it's crazy how that works. Like, again, and I don't think this would work for everyone, but it works for me for the most part. The switch in my head of being like, okay, you are allowed to spend money on X, Y, and Z, but like you're only allowed to spend like this much. That's the headspace that I need to be in. That is the budget. Next step is we're gonna add in a bunch of stuff into my spreadsheet. Income in here, and then I'm gonna add in anything that I can. There is a few purchases and stuff that I'm gonna add in too, so I can show that, because normally on an actual payday, there's not too much I can add actually into the spreadsheet. Behind a few days on inputting expenses as well, so I'll add those in so that you can see kind of how I do that. Because I don't fill this out every day. Maybe once or twice a week I'll sit down and go through and add in like the expenses from the last few days. But it is funny because I track things, like I'm so crazy now with my finances that I track things in like multiple different places. But usually on my phone, I use an app. It's called Spend Notes. And this is where I'll track stuff like on the day-to-day. Like basically when I swipe my card, I put it in here. That way I can keep track of like what day, how much, like whatever. I don't know. I put everything in here. That way I remember to add it. And then once I sit down and actually look at everything on my actual computer, that's when I'll add it in. So then I can just like reference this and put everything in. I don't know. It seems probably silly, but anyway, as always, I use the yearly 2.0 spreadsheet by Coplenty. Literally tracks everything that I need and more. I do have a discount code, Allison M10, and I'll leave the link down below if you want to purchase. So we can add in paycheck 2, which was $2,748.38. And then actually TikTok was a little higher too than I was expecting. It was $974.12. So doing pretty well income wise. Obviously made a little bit more, put a little bit more towards my car this month. Down here is where I'm gonna add in everything. And I'll start with the stuff from this paycheck because I do track my savings on here as well. And it helps just to make it a little bit more accurate. So 200 house fund. That's pretty much it actually that I can put in just from the paycheck because the phone and internet bill is from this paycheck, but it's not for this month. It's for August. So I'll pay that on the 1st of the month next month. So that will carry over up here when I like click on August, but it's literally just because that will be paid in a different month. Okay, actually, then I can put in car payment. So 1,250 car. And then also from the money that I got from TikTok of that like 975, I put 500 towards the car as well. So exciting. So I have about 5 days of expenses that I'm gonna add into here because again, I haven't updated this in like a few days. So we'll do that together so that we can see and I can show you guys some of the purchases that I've been making. On the 14th, I did get the new Rode. It was like the Rode summer kit and I'm obsessed with it actually. So I am not mad about that purchase because I'm obsessed. I don't know if I should put that in beauty or if I should put that in shopping, but I think I'm gonna put it in shopping. Usually when I do something like this, I like to add just in this column for my own reference when I look back at the end of the month. Like if I'm like, oh, I spent so much on shopping, what did I buy? I can reference this and be like, oh yeah. I also paid my gym membership, which is a big purchase, but I will say, guys, I totally think it's worth it. Can't tell, feeling a lot stronger. I've been losing a little bit of weight and I currently love the gym that I'm going to and I love the classes. So that's all that really matters to me. I know that it's expensive and I'm not saying I'm gonna do it forever. Obviously, like when we get a house and things change, or like when we have a kid and things change and our budget changes, there are just things that maybe won't fit in the budget, and this might be one of those things. But for right now, I can afford to pay this much on a gym membership, as much as it's like crazy. But I don't mind spending that right now, especially because I feel like it's been helping me a lot. One of my subscriptions for Epidemic Sound, then the 17th, that was when I purchased some of the stuff for my friend's baby shower. So I'm gonna put that in gifts. But then while I was on Target purchasing some stuff, I did get a few things for myself. I didn't spend really that much, and it was things that, I think it was mostly things that I use like on a pretty daily basis. I got a new moisturizer, I got more like hair ties, and then, oh, a new mascara. So it was like beauty items, but it was things that I like actually genuinely use and I'm running low on. So it ended up being $33.57. I'm gonna also put that in shopping. And then yesterday we did go golfing, which was like the first time I've gone in a very long time, and I did end up paying for me and my husband because I was the one who wanted to go. I can add in all the things that I spent today, which was kind of a lot. Usually I feel like Saturdays are actually usually my most expensive day, being honest, because we do all our groceries. $62.94 was groceries, $10 on coffee. I've been spending a little bit more on coffee lately. I did get a car wash. I like to do about once a month, and then I did buy gas. And lastly, I bought just a couple more things at TJ Maxx for my friend. Like literally shopping for babies so much fun. So much fun. And this is my first like really close friend who's having a baby. So the fact that I can like buy literally everything and anything means that I have been. But again, I set aside a certain budget for this specific purpose from the money that I made from social media, and I don't regret it because it was so much fun. And I just feel like she's gonna be so happy when I like come and show up with like all this stuff. And it's just like, it's just so nice. It's so nice. And I'm so excited for her and literally can't wait to meet her baby, which is, she's not due till November. But okay, that's all my expenses. So now I'm caught up. All of my bills are pretty much paid for the month, and I've put a extra towards my car than I thought I was going to. I'm right on track with my subscriptions. Expenses we're looking okay. Lots of red, but not anything really like too concerning. And then savings, we're looking good. I actually put more. Last thing quickly we'll talk about is where I'm at in my car loan payoff journey, because I did make such a large payment. I'm assuming my last update on here was I was probably close to like $5,900. And then, as I said, I did make a $500 payment from social media money, and then I made this payment from this paycheck of $1,250 because of my bonus. So I've been able to put a lot towards it. My new car loan balance as of right now, today, is $4,258. I started out this year, I think, around $14,000. So I've paid down about $10,000 in 6.5 months. So I'm feeling good about that. I'm feeling solid. Next month is a 3 paycheck month. So I'm thrilled. I won't be able to pay this off next month, but we're gonna see and put as much towards it as we can. See how close I can get to paying it off. And then I think no matter what, September, I will be able to pay it off. Only 2 more months of updates. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love you guys, and I will see you soon in my next video.